Okay, we're live. So let me just turn the volume off on my tablet so I can pull up the stream and watch the chat on that.
You're supposed to do that before.
No, because the stream won't be up until a few seconds after I put it up on my phone. Then I can tune in on the tablet.
Oh, okay.
Copy link.
Hello, everybody.
My mom is my co-host as usual.
Trust me, you don't want to see me right now, so I'll stay in the background.
Yeah. Just gonna share the link to the stream to a few people. And by a few people, I mean a couple of servers.
Okay, what are you
Yay! Yay! So exciting! Sharing the link to people. Oh my god.
That's not weird.
So much fun.
It is fun.
Sharing the link to everybody. Or at least the people in my Discord contacts.
Well, there you go.
And a couple of servers I'm in. That one. Where is it? Here it is. And that one. And this one. I know, right? This is so fascinating. Watching me share the link to the stream. So amazing. This is quality content right here. But it's got to be done.
Found a peanut. Found a peanut.
Thank you. Okay, on to the show. So, for those of you who don't know, in 2001, Scholastic published a series of choose your own adventure books, or interactive novels, as they're called nowadays, based on Game Boy games. The one I grew up with was this one, Mario Advance, which is a remake of Mario 2. But I didn't know about that game when I was reading this book as a kid. I only knew about this book. This was my introduction to Mario. And now I have my own copy instead of trying to steal the one from the school that I used to go to. Yes, someone actually suggested that. But I have it here, and the poll that I put up on my YouTube channel, let's check that. The winner is to go through it as Mario first. So we're going to go through it as Mario. Super Mario Advance Choose Your Own Adventure. Mario and his friends need your help. The evil Wart has taken over the land, and it's up to Mario, along with his brother Luigi and his friends Toad and Princess Peach, to save the land and defeat Wart. How to use this book. This special book is more than just one story about Mario and his friends. It's a Choose Your Own Adventure book. You get to decide what happens every time you read this book. Start by reading the introduction. The introduction begins the story and introduces you to the characters in the story: Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Princess Peach. The next section of the book is titled The Adventure Begins. At the bottom of that page, you'll see a question and some choices, and you'll have the chance to make your first choice. Once you've made your choice, turn to the page shown under your choice to continue the story. For example, if you choose Mario, turn to page 38, and you'll read about what happens next. As you read through the book, you'll make other choices until you reach one of the book's endings. That's the best part. There are several endings to this book. Some are good, but some of them are bad. Every time you read it, you can make a different set of choices and read a brand new story. One more thing before you turn the page. This book is based on the Game Boy Advance game Super Mario Advance, so read carefully. You just might find some clues that will lead to the secrets in the game. In addition, you'll also find a Traveler's Guide to Subcon at the back of this book, which will give you some useful information to use when playing the game. Good luck and have fun adventuring with Mario and his friends.
Yay!
Introduction: Mario's Dream. One night, Mario, the world's favorite plumber, had a strange dream. He dreamt that he climbed a long staircase that led to a mysterious door. When he opened the door, he discovered a world he'd never seen before. A faint voice from the land beyond the door reached him, saying, "Welcome to Subcon, the land of dreams. We have been cursed by Wart and are completely under his evil spell. You are the chosen one. Defeat Wart and return Subcon to normal. Please help us." Just as Mario tried to answer the voice, there was a flash of lightning that blinded him. He lost his balance and fell through the door. He woke with a start and sat up in bed. What a strange dream, he thought, but there was no time to worry about it. Today was the day of his picnic with Luigi, Princess Peach, and Toad. Peach had picked a new spot in the park for their picnic, so Mario walked over to his brother Luigi's house and they both headed to the park. When they arrived, Peach and Toad were already there. They had a great picnic. When it was over, they decided to explore. They came across a strange passage and a stairway cut into the side of a hill. At the top of the stairs, where there was a door, the door from Mario's dream. Opening the door, the group saw a wondrous land spread out before them, but they couldn't admire the view for long. A flash of lightning and booming thunder shook the stairs, and all four companions tumbled through the door, falling into the land of dreams known as Subcon. The adventure begins. Down, down, down the four friends fell until they finally reached the ground. After making sure everyone was all right, Mario saw a small book on the ground. A traveler's guide to Subcon. "Now this will come in handy," said Mario. The book contained all the things the group would need to know to defeat the enemies in their path and challenge Wart for control of the land. Luigi, who had been scouting the hill they were on, looked over Mario's shoulder. That's interesting. Let me see it." Mario turned to hand the guide to Luigi, but a sudden gust of wind snatched the book from Mario's hand and sent it high into the air. They watched helplessly as the book floated on the breeze, landing on a distant hilltop. "We need that book!" exclaimed Mario. Who will go after the book? Now, the poll on my YouTube channel already decided we're going with Mario. Let's see, Mario turned to page 38. So I'm going to turn to page 38. Shy Guy. Mario volunteered to go after the book. After all, he was the leader of the group. With a quick wave to his friends and a kiss from Princess Peach that made everyone blush, Mario headed for the hill the guidebook had landed on. A narrow path led to the hill. As he walked, Mario noticed several large tufts of grass sticking out of the ground. Curious, he tugged on one of them and nearly fell backward when it popped out of the ground. "Mamma mia, what's this?" At the end of the tuft of grass was a small sprout of some kind. Mario looked at it, sniffed it, and was considering taking a bite out of it to see if it tasted good, when a strange creature appeared on the path ahead. The creature was small and red. Although it looked rather harmless, Mario knew better than to think it wanted to be his friend. Unable to get off the path in time, Mario threw the sprout at the creature as it approached. The sprout knocked the creature off the narrow path, allowing Mario to continue. "I'll have to remember to pull up those sprouts when I find them," thought Mario. Mario reached the hill the book had landed on, and after a quick search, he found it. Thumbing through the book, he noticed a picture of the enemy he had just knocked off the path, a red Shy Guy. The book also told him that he could jump over Shy Guys or use sprouts to knock them off the path. "Now you tell me," he said. Happy to have found the guidebook, Mario turned around to walk up the path and got a nasty surprise. "Oh no," he cried, "the path is gone!" It was true. The path that led to the hill his friends were on had vanished, and Mario was left stranded on the hilltop. As he searched frantically for a way back to his friends, Mario found a very odd thing, a vine that disappeared into the clouds above. While looking at this strange sight, he also saw a small door set into the hillside. With no way back to his friends, Mario knew that he had to go on without them, even though it made him very sad. What should Mario do? Enter the door or climb the vine? Well,
Oh, we climb the vine.
all right then. Page 65.
Maximum effort.
Up, up, up. Mario was curious about what might be at the top of the...
Sorry, Johnson.
Let me make sure that's actually him. I don't see anyone.
Okay.
Mario was curious about what might be at the top of the vine. He tucked the guidebook into his pocket and began climbing. Up he climbed until he was high above the ground. Finally, he came to a ledge. Bad luck. There was a small blue Shy Guy on the ledge. Mario could see tufts of grass, and he knew that he could use one of them to knock the Shy Guy from the ledge. Just then, another Shy Guy appeared. What was Mario to do? He had no choice. He was tired of hanging onto the vine, and he had to reach the ledge. So Mario timed to jump onto the ledge. Too late. He was going to land right on one of the enemies. When he did, he discovered that the Shy Guy couldn't shake him off. Mario reached down, picked up the enemy below him, and quickly threw it at the other Shy Guy, knocking them both off the ledge. Whew, he thought. That trick might come in handy later. Mario explored the ledge, pulling up tufts of grass. He found more sprouts. When he pulled up the last tuft of grass, he got a big surprise. A magic potion appeared. He knew he'd probably drop the potion if he tried to climb down, but he wasn't thrilled about using a strange potion. What should Mario do? Use the strange potion, or climb down and enter the door below?
Guess we're going in the door.
Page 13.
Trust nothing. Never trust a potion you don't know what it is.
That's fair. Open sesame! Near the bottom of the vine, Mario opened the door and stepped inside a small room. There wasn't anything special about the room, but inside he found another door. He opened the other door and stepped in. Hoping to find his friends, Mario began walking along a path. He saw another tuft of grass and tried to pull it up. This one was tough. Just when he was about to give up, he pulled a giant vegetable out of the ground. Mamma mia, thought Mario. If that last sprout could knock a Shy Guy off the path, I wonder what this can do. It wasn't long before he found out. 3 small blue Shy Guys were heading his way. Mario heaved the huge veggie at his enemies, knocking them off the path. Whew, thought Mario. Mama was right. Vegetables are good for you. Soon he heard a distant roar. As he walked, the noise got louder. Before long, he found the source of the noise. A huge waterfall right across his path. There didn't seem to be a way across. He found a place where the falls narrowed, and he thought he could jump across. Then he spotted a log bridge overhead. It looked like he could climb the slippery hills on this side of the falls and walk across the bridge to the other side. What should Mario do? Jump across the waterfall or use the log bridge to cross the waterfall?
Your turn to pick.
Alright. I'm going to say jump across it. Splash. Mario decided to try the running jump over the falls. He almost made it, but he couldn't hang on to the other side and fell into the raging water. As he tumbled down the falls into the pool below, Mario hoped his friends were having better luck than he was. Turning to page 31. Mario wakes up. Mario woke up. As he sat up in bed, he scratched his head. Was that all just a dream? He wondered. The more he thought about it, the harder it was to remember anything at all about his adventure in Subcon. Oh well, he thought, it must have been a dream. Mario walked next door to Luigi's house, forgetting all about the land of Subcon and his quest to defeat the evil wart. Deep in his dreams, the people of Subcon lost hope, forever doomed to live under Wart's control. The end. Mamma mia! You reached one of the worst possible endings of Mario's adventure. Care to try again? You see what happens when you let me pick? We get a bad ending.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Alright, let's see where it was.
Oh, wait. Pobrecito mijo. Oh, you hush.
Okay, let's try the log bridge. Since apparently Jumpman can't jump. A slippery walk. Mario didn't think he could make the jump across the falls. He climbed the hill and looked at the log bridge over the falls. It looked slippery, but he thought he could cross it. Walking carefully, Mario made it across the bridge. As he walked along the path, he came to another waterfall. This river had several logs floating on it, but no bridge. After watching the logs for a while, Mario decided that he could jump across them. His timing was perfect, and Mario hopped across the logs to reach the other side. At the top of the next hill, Mario found a strange box with the word POW written on the side. He didn't have much time to look at it because some Shy Guys were heading his way. He threw the POW box at the enemies, and the ground shook with an earthquake that knocked them off the path. Then Mario found a small shell. Mario checked his guidebook. I can throw this shell along the ground, and it will slide into any enemies in my path. That's great, he thought. Mario ran into several more enemies, and using his shell, he got rid of them. He could hear the roar of another waterfall ahead. As he got closer to the waterfall, he could see a log bridge that looked like an easy way across. Getting across the bridge was very easy, but a new enemy waited on the other side. This funny bird spun as it hopped along, and Mario could see that its beak was very sharp. Mario decided to avoid this creature, and so he jumped over it. Just past the creature, which the guidebook called a tweeter, Mario found a small door on the other side of the hill. The path kept going past the door, but he could see several enemies approaching. What should Mario do? Open the door or stay on the path?
I'm gonna go with stay on the path.
Alright.
Mario's a chicken.
3 is a crowd. Mario walked past the door and approached the 3 enemies ahead. There were 2 Shy Guys and 1 tweeter blocking his path, but he had nothing to throw at them. Thinking quickly, Mario jumped over the first 2 enemies and landed on the back of the Shy Guy behind them. He picked up the Shy Guy and threw it at the other 2 enemies, knocking them off the path. As he turned around, he saw 3 more enemies headed his way. Mamma mia, this is too much for me. I better open that door after all. Before the 3 enemies could reach him, Mario opened the door and ducked inside. Into page 80.
Okay, fine.
Underground. Mario entered the door and found himself in a dark cave. He could barely see, but he could hear a waterfall in front of him. How many freaking waterfalls are there in this place?
Apparently, this is the land of waterfalls. Deal with it. They turned their spigot over. Sorry.
He headed toward it and nearly tripped over some tufts of grass on the ground. Just as he was thinking about picking them up, he saw a strange enemy hopping up and down on the path ahead. He looked at his guidebook. A Ninja 2. Looks like I can jump on him, thought Mario. I better get past him and figure out how to get around this waterfall. Mario jumped on top of the hopping Ninja 2 and picked it up.
No.
All right, back to this.
You can pause the live stream. That's cool.
I muted it.
Oh.
Mario jumped on top of the hopping Ninja 2 and picked it up. Near the falls, Mario could see a platform below him with a 1-up mushroom sitting on it. This 1-up was covered by a bubble, and Mario was afraid he wouldn't be able to get it until he popped the bubble. Mario tossed the Ninja 2 into the falls, and as it fell, it hit the bubble, shrinking it. Then he went back to the grass he had seen earlier. He pulled up each tuft of grass and threw it at the 1-up until the bubble was gone. Now he could get the 1-up. Once he had the 1-up, Mario climbed a ladder he found near the waterfall and entered a cave high above him. This cave was still beside the waterfall, but Mario could see a door ahead. Before he could reach the door, though, he came upon several enemies in a row. There's no way to hop across them, he thought. Mario searched the cave floor and found 3 tufts of grass. The third one was hard to pull up, but he was rewarded with a giant veggie. Throwing the giant veggie at the enemies, Mario was able to get rid of them. Now he had a decision to make. I could try to jump across the waterfall to the other side, thought Mario, but I might not make it. I wish Luigi were here. He can jump much farther than I can. Maybe I should just use this door instead. Okay, well, last time we tried to jump over a waterfall, freaking Jumpman can't jump, as it turns out.
Okay, let's take the door.
You're Jumpman. You should be able to jump over it.
White men can't jump.
But Luigi's white too, and he can jump higher.
Yeah, but that was a funny movie.
Yeah, I know. I don't care. I never seen that movie.
You were a kid, but yes, you did.
Okay. Hilltop. Mario walked through the door and found himself on a hilltop. He could see the path he had been on far below, but there was no way to reach it. He followed the path along the new hilltop and found tufts of grass. As he pulled them up, Mario found another walnut mushroom. Just in time, because several more Shy Guys were headed his way. Once he made it past the Shy Guys, he threw one of them at the others to knock them off the path. Mario saw a vine. He started to grab it, but then realized that there was something coming down the vine toward him. Mario quickly grabbed a tuft of grass, pulling up a huge veggie. He threw the veggie at the enemy, knocking it off the vine. With the vine clear, Mario began climbing into the clouds. Several more vines hung from the clouds around him, and some of them had enemies sliding on them. Whenever he came across an enemy, he waited until he was below him, and then used the vine to keep going up. On one of the clouds, Mario saw a pipe. He had a feeling that there was something important above him, but he wanted to check out that pipe to see where it took him. Jump into the pipe or keep climbing.
It's Mario. Of course he's going to jump in a pipe.
Okay.
Hello, McFly.
Inside the pipe. Mario jumped into the pipe. He fell into a cave and found a Ferris wheel. I'll bet these pipes lead to interesting places, thought Mario. I'll have to look for more of them. At the bottom of the cave, he found some grass. He pulled it up to find another magic potion. Using the potion, he entered subspace and collected many goodies. Now he had a problem. He was at the bottom of the cave, but the way out was high above him. Aha, he said, and jumped onto one of the Ferris wheel seats. As the seat reached the top of the cave, Mario jumped high into the air and found himself standing on the cloud again. That was fun, but now I'd better see what's at the top of these vines, thought Mario. Okay, so that was a neat little detour. Birdo. Birdo climbed the vines, reached the top, and looked around. A short path led to a high platform, so Mario walked toward it. As he got closer, he saw a pink enemy waiting. Mario couldn't turn back. He reached the edge of the platform and the creature spoke to him. "That's as far as you go! I'm Birdo, Guardian of Subcon! Defeat me if you can!" With that, the creature opened its mouth and spit a large egg at Mario. Mario ducked and the egg sailed over his head. "Mamma mia, that was close," said Mario. While dodging the eggs, Mario checked his book to find how he could beat Birdo. "Aha!" cried Mario. He knew what to do. When Birdo spat the next egg, Mario jumped high and caught it on the way down, then threw it at Birdo. Splat! "Ouch!" said Birdo. "That hurts!" But one egg didn't stop Birdo. Mario tried again. He caught and threw another egg. Birdo seemed hurt, but kept up the attack. Mario jumped, caught one more egg, threw it at Birdo. Birdo moaned and disappeared. The guidebook was right. It took 3 eggs to defeat Birdo. Mario walked onto the slippery platform, and he saw a large bird's face in the side of the cliff ahead. When he reached the bird's face, the beak opened, revealing a dark cave. "Maybe this will take me back to everyone," Mario thought as he entered the cave. Okay, what makes you think that? Of all of the caves you've entered, what makes you think this bird head is going to take you back to your friends?
Because it can fly. I don't know.
23.
You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. You can fly.
He can talk! Reunion. As Mario entered the cave, he wasn't sure what he'd find inside. The floor of the cave sloped gently downward, making it easy to walk along. Before too long, the floor began to slope even more, and Mario had a hard time not falling down. After he had walked some more, he stumbled and fell, and the slope had become steep enough that he began to slide deeper into the cave. Mario couldn't stop his slide, so helplessly he slid down the steep slope. After a while, he could see a dim light below that grew larger as he slid toward it. As he slid closer, he could see that the light pulsed and swirled, filling the end of the cave. Unable to stop himself, Mario slid down the pipe into a strange light. Immediately, he found himself on a grassy path. "Mamma mia," he said, shaking his head. "What a ride!" He looked around and saw some people in the distance. He began walking toward them until he noticed that one of them was wearing blue overalls and a green shirt. Luigi! He yelled, and the group of people, who he could now see were his friends, turned and ran to meet him on the path. Turn to page 50. Together again! The four friends were finally together again. After everyone had a chance to talk about their adventures, it was time to get down to business. Now that we've got the guidebook, said Mario, let's see if we can find this wart and save Subcon. With a cheer, they set off. It wasn't long before they came to their first challenge. The path they were on led to a ladder. One by one, they climbed the ladder until they reached the ground above. Toad ran ahead a bit and came running back. There's one of those pipes on top of this hill, he said, but I can't jump high enough to reach it. Luigi, who could jump higher and farther than anyone, took a look. I can reach it, he said. Wait, Luigi, said Mario. Maybe we should leave it alone and keep going. After all, we need to find our way to Wart as quickly as possible. Should we let Luigi jump into the pipe or keep following the path?
Oh, come on, let Luigi play.
Okay. Even though this is supposed to be a Mario room.
He likes the pipes. I'm telling you, that
Not touching that. The search for Luigi? So, let me get this straight. We give Luigi a moment to shine and he goes missing immediately.
Yeah.
Luigi quickly climbed down the pipe. Oh my, they heard him shout, and then he disappeared down the pipe. Luigi! Mario called, but there was no answer. I don't like this, said Toad. Mario knew that Peach was the only one of them besides Luigi who could jump to the pipe. Peach, would you jump up there and see if Luigi's all right? Sure I will, said Peach, and she jumped onto the ledge near the pipe. I don't see him inside, but I do see a bright light way down in the bottom of the pipe. Peach looked at Mario. Mario, Luigi's gone. Mario nodded. I thought so. Luigi must have found a warp. There's no way to tell where it took him without following. Not sure. It could have taken him to another world or just somewhere else in this one. We can't leave him alone. Help us up, Peach. We have to go after him. Turn to page 26. Down the pipe. Peach helped the others reach the ledge. Then all of them jumped into the pipe. They fell toward the light below, which grew brighter as they fell closer to it. 1 minute they were sliding down the pipe, and the next they were standing on a platform high in the clouds. Ah, there you are, said Luigi, who had been waiting for them to arrive. I didn't know if you'd follow me or not. Toad was already looking around, and as always, he was impatient to get moving. Peach and Mario were talking quietly, trying to decide what to do. I think we've got to go that way, said Luigi, pointing at some tall towers in the distance. We can't go back, I already tried. The others agreed, and so they set off. As they jumped across the platforms in the cloud, they had to battle swarms of enemies. Mario read the guidebook, and they used what they learned to get past them all. They reached the tower ahead and saw a sign outside. Wart's Castle. Visitors not welcome. It's Wart's Castle! We've made it! Cried Mario. They all quickly ducked inside. It was dark and gloomy. This is scary, said Peach. Everybody agreed. But they knew that they had to keep going to find Wart. The first room of the castle was a maze of poles and platforms. Luigi led the way since his jumping ability made it easier for him to defeat the enemies on their path. They came to a pole that led down through the floor. Should we go down? Asked Luigi. Or take that pole up through the ceiling? He pointed to a pole off in the distance that hung down within reach. Let's go up, said Toad. I'll bet that nasty wart is at the top of the castle. Maybe so, said Mario, but he could be in the dungeon too. Which way should they go? Up to the top of the castle or down to the dungeons?
Dungeons. Dun, dun, dun.
To be fair, it's not called Ceilings and Dragons now, is it?
Exactly.
Wart's Castle, dungeons. The companions climbed through the floor and found themselves in a chamber with mushroom blocks under their feet. There's no way out of here, said Peach, and it looked like she was right. Wait, said Toad, and he picked up a mushroom block. There's another level under this one. Before they could all take a look, a spark rushed through the gap Toad had made. Without stopping to think, Toad threw the mushroom block he was holding at the spark and destroyed it. Good job, Toad. said Mario. Let's keep going. They dropped through the hole Toad had made and picked up another mushroom block from the level below. Although they had to fight off sparks along the way, it wasn't long before they had dug their way to the bottom of the chamber, where they found an open door. We can't go back up, so I guess we'll have to go on, said Mario. With that, they entered the door. Turn to page 69. Nice. The hard way. The four friends entered the next chamber and found themselves on a small ledge. There were some chains hanging from the ceiling, but it looked like they would have to jump across them to reach the other side. Luigi and Peach easily made the jumps and waited for Mario and Toad on the other side. Let's go, Mario, said Toad, and he quickly made his way across. Mario was sure that if Toad could make it, so could he. He had no trouble making the jump onto the first chain. As he jumped at the second chain, he misjudged his leap and fell short of the chain. Luigi jumped into the air and caught Mario before he could fall. Unfortunately, Luigi wasn't holding on to anything. As the brothers fell into the darkness below, Mario said, Maybe we should have gone the other way, eh, Luigi? Turn to page 31. Mario wakes up. Mario woke up. As he sat up in bed, he scratched his head. Was that all just a dream, he wondered? The more he thought about it, the harder it was to remember anything at all about his adventure in Slubcon. Ah well, he thought, it must have been a dream. Mario walked next door to Luigi's house, forgetting all about the land of Slubcon and his quest to defeat the evil wart. Deep in his dreams, the people of Slubcon lost hope, forever doomed to live under Wart's control. The end. Fine, I guess we'll go to the upper level of the castle. Page 82. Wart's castle. They climbed up the pipe one by one. When they reached the top, Toad scampered ahead and returned quickly. There's a door on the other side of this room, but there's also another chain we can climb that's hanging from the center of the room. Before they could decide which way to go, they had to battle the enemies in the room. Luigi led the way again, and they got rid of them quickly. I vote we climb up, said Mario. The jump to that door looks too far for Toad and me. Peach and I can help you, Mario, said Luigi. I'll bet that door is a shortcut. Either way is probably all right, said Peach. Let's just pick one. Up the chain or through the door?
Oh, let's try the door this time.
Huh? Wart's Castle Courtyard. The group was in a small courtyard. There was a ladder and they climbed up. We must be outside the castle entrance, said Peach. The ladder should lead to the door we need to use. Since she knew more about castles than everyone else, they agreed to follow her. Peach led the way up the ladder when suddenly a fireball came flying right at her. She dodged it, but a second one came much closer. She climbed down the ladder. Mario, check the guidebook. There's something up there throwing fireballs. Mario looked through the book. It's Panzer! If we have something to throw, we could get past him. We'll have to dodge the attacks as we climb the ladder. They carefully made their way up the ladder. The higher they went, the harder it was for Panzer's attacks to reach them. Soon, they were out of his range. At the top, they found the main door to Wart's castle. They rested, then agreed to step inside and find Wart. Inside, they found themselves about halfway up a tower. Toad pointed to a door at the top of the tower. They jumped on platforms and reached the door. Once everyone was at the top, they opened the door and stepped inside. Page 66. Decision time. Once they were through the door, the four friends were in a long hallway. In the middle of the hallway, there was a locked door. I'll bet that's the way in, said Luigi. You're probably right, agreed Mario. But where's the key? In addition to the locked door, there was another door and several chains hanging down through openings in the hallway floor. Let's split up and check out the chains in the other door, suggested Peach. We can take a quick peek and then meet back here. They all agreed and split up to find the key. Mario, Luigi, or Toad and Peach. This is a Mario run.
Okay.
This is a Mario run, so we're going with Mario.
Okay.
Page 44. Mario strikes out. I'll climb down the first chain and look for the key, said Mario. Before climbing down, he looked through the hole in the floor, but couldn't see anything. He climbed down the chain and dropped into the small room below. As soon as he hit the floor, he saw Birdo across the room. "Mamma mia!" he cried just as Birdo spit an egg at him. Mario dodged it just in time. "At least I know how to take care of this pest," he thought. He already knew that the only way to defeat Birdo was to catch 3 eggs and throw them back at her. Mario waited for Birdo to spit another egg at him. When she did, he caught the egg and threw it back. A direct hit! Birdo screamed but kept spitting eggs. Mario caught 2 more eggs and threw them back at her. When the 3rd egg hit her, Birdo wailed and disappeared. "Now let's see if she was guarding the key," said Mario. He searched the small room but wasn't able to find the key. There was another chain going down, but he wasn't sure that the key was... Wart's castle, outside Wart's lair. Luigi emerged with the key and everyone cheered. "Piece of cake," said Luigi. He unlocked the door and the 4 friends entered the next room. They saw a tunnel. "I'll bet that leads to Wart," said Toad as he ran in it. "Toad, wait," said Mario. Toad stopped and waited for the others. "That bird mask over the tunnel entrance looks different. We must be careful, we're almost there." Toad nodded and the group slowly neared the tunnel. There was a crystal in front of the tunnel and some mushroom blocks. Luigi grabbed the crystal and handed it to Mario. "This should unlock the tunnel," Luigi said. "Look out!" cried Peach. The brothers saw Peach duck to avoid the attack. The mask flew through the air and swooped to attack again. "Luigi, grab a mushroom block!" yelled Mario. They both grabbed a block and threw it. The mask didn't stop attacking them. Mario tried again. This time the block stopped the attack, allowing them to enter the tunnel. "Everyone be ready," said Mario. "I've got a feeling that Wart's on the other end of this tunnel." Turn to page 78. Wart. As the companions entered Wart's chamber, they couldn't see much at first. It was very dark, but they could see something moving across the room. They cautiously crossed the room, and a booming voice stopped them in their tracks. "Well, I see you've made it at last," said Wart. "Too bad it was all for nothing." Wart was a huge, ugly frog, and his voice boomed in the chamber. "Subcon is mine, and there's nothing you can do to stop me." "We'll see," said Mario, and he charged right at Wart. Toad and Luigi were right behind him, but Wart just laughed and spit out 3 bubbles of foam. Mario, Luigi, and Toad couldn't stop in time. The bubbles surrounded them, lifting them off the floor. "Too bad, Mario," said Wart. "Maybe that will teach you." Wart had been so busy dealing with Mario and the others, he had forgotten about Peach. Peach saw a strange machine near Wart, and she walked over to it. While she was looking at the machine, and Wart was dealing with Mario, a vegetable came out of the machine. Peach grabbed the veggie and threw it at Wart while he was taunting Mario. "Take that, you big meanie!" she yelled. The vegetable went right in Wart's open mouth, and he had to stop yelling at Mario. "I hate vegetables!" Wart said. He turned his attention to Peach, but another veggie was on the way into his mouth. Wart began spitting foam bubbles at Peach, but she dodged them all as she waited for more veggies from the machine. Each time she got one, she waited for Wart to taunt her, then she tossed one into his open mouth. "Go Peach!" yelled Mario, and the others chimed in, cheering her on. Wart was frantically tossing bubbles at Peach, but she easily glided past them and tossed the 5th and final veggie into Wart's mouth. "Yuck!" screamed Wart, and with that, he began to disappear. "No! You can't do this! Subcon is mine!" Wart's screams grew fainter and fainter, until at last he was gone. Page 54. Victory! "We did it!" squealed Peach. The foam bubbles holding the others popped, and they all met in the center of the room. "Great job, Peach," said Mario. "I'm sorry we weren't much help. Mario, we beat Wart together. I never would have been able to get to that machine without your help." With that, Peach kissed Mario on the cheek, and Toad and Luigi smiled. Just then, a strange light appeared in the chamber, and a voice spoke to them. "Thank you, my friends. Subcon is now free, and we have you to thank. The land of dreams will be as it always was. It is within your power to grant you all. It is within our power to grant you all a wish. Name it, and you shall have it." The 4 friends looked at one another and smiled. Mario spoke for the group. We don't need anything. We have one another. Very well, Mario. Know that your names will be forever remembered in Subcon. Go now. We will see you again in your dreams. With that, the light and the voice faded away. Mario turned to Peach and was about to say something when he realized she was gone. Toad and Luigi were gone too. Mario started to worry, but then he saw that he was no longer in Wart's chamber. Back at home, Mario tossed and turned in his sleep. Suddenly he woke up. We did it, he said. Just then someone knocked on his door. He went to answer it and found Peach, Luigi, and Toad outside. They all smiled and came inside, talking about their adventure. As they were talking, there was another knock on the door. A messenger was outside, and he handed Mario a letter. Mario tore it open to reveal a sheet of paper. Mamma mia, he said, and showed them the paper. A single sentence was written on it. It's not over yet. I'll be back. Signed, Wart. The companions The companions looked at one another and shrugged. Mario said, as long as we're together, Wart doesn't stand a chance. With that, they tossed the letter into the trash and left to celebrate their victory. The end.
Oh, he did.
Yay! We got the good ending. We only had to die a couple times first.
Unlike the Freddy Fazbear one, we died like every other time.
Yeah. Okay, so next stream, we'll do a Luigi run.
Okay.
You hear that, chat? For the 2 people watching, next stream is going to be a Luigi run of this book. Be prepared. See ya.
Wait, that's a different movie.
What?
That's a different franchise. Be prepared.
Alright, see ya. How do I end this stream?